What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. I hope you guys had an amazing holiday. A Merry Christmas from me to you. I did not upload yesterday, so it's a little bit late to be saying that, but I really hope you guys had a good one, a healthy one. I hope you got the presents you wanted. I would have blessed your pulls, I did in Zodiac, but hopefully you had a great Christmas. You got what you wanted. My girlfriend, she got Sailor Moon stuff. I got Venom and Godzilla stuff. Billy got Zelda stuff from us. I think everybody, for the most part, got something really cool that they didn't expect that they wanted, and I had a great time, and I hope all you guys did too. But back to the content you guys come here for. The market is pretty slow moving. It's the winter, as we've talked about, but there's some stuff that I've noticed, along with some stuff that I would suggest to start getting now. We've got Cyframe Lord Omega. He's sitting at $12 on TCGPlayer, but he's still around $10.75-11 on eBay. Usually, whenever something starts to go up on TCGPlayer slowly and is not straight up a buyout, eBay will begin to follow. The main reason for this probably going and slowly trickling on up is that Pendulum Magicians are getting Heavy Metal Foes Electromite, and you're still going to be pumping out Omegas here and there. So if you don't already have these and you're thinking about playing the Pendulum Magicians, you're going to need an Omega or two, probably two. So I would highly consider going and getting yours now from eBay or in person. Maybe somebody will hook you up with straight at 10 across the board because of fees and shipping. Maybe you can get them straight up for $10 in person, which isn't the most unrealistic thing, but you want to get this now rather than later. Something else that's been creeping up on TCGPlayer on my radar is Secret Sage with Eyes of Blue, sitting now at $7. I think I pulled up its own page over here, and $7, huh? That's even with my page refresh this morning. That's really interesting because on eBay as well, this card sits far lower at $5.75, $5.75. Then we have a Canadian one. I think this card is a good pickup overall because people love that Blue Eyes deck and they love that Dark Magician deck. And any piece that hasn't been heavily reprinted looks pretty good for it. And this is still the second most costly card out of Battles of Legend, and the top three out of Battles of Legend keep rising on up. On at least TCGPlayer, you see Galaxy Soldier. After these three get bought out at $7.40, you see Sage, you see Omega. They keep just peaking on up over and over. Oh, I almost forgot. The gift of TCGPlayer, 5% kickback right now on all singles if you usually already buy on TCGPlayer during this one. I promise there are cards that are cheaper on TCGPlayer throughout this market watch than eBay will even have available. So this 5% kickback lasts only for today. So if you're seeing this on the day that it's posted, I believe that it goes through the 26th at midnight, 11, and that's Eastern. So get on it if you're, you know, got that extra Christmas cash and you're looking for some of these singles. But Sage is a pretty good pickup in my opinion. I think the people that are getting this are overall smart, but it's not going up straight up on both platforms. So it's like, I guess people that shop TCGPlayer regularly have been picking it up over there and disregarding eBay overall. I know multiple people who've told me they feel more comfortable buying on TCGPlayer than eBay. And the Ultra itself, the first Ed Ultra over here is a low of $6.50, and that also resonates on eBay, $6.50. So the Ultra is higher on eBay than the Secret on eBay, but on TCGPlayer the Ultra is lower than the Secret. I personally think the Secret looks good, but I would go with a First Ed Ultra over the Secret probably. I like First Ed Originals, that's just me. But this is a great card to have overall for casual traders and people who just have been slow picking up this entire deck that are like, oh, I can get it later. Oh, no, I can't get it later because it goes up to $10 later. Blackwing Zephyros the Elite is actually much cheaper on TCGPlayer. This is kind of one of those cards I would pick up now. Every single format that there's something really degenerate with this card that can be abused, you Foolish Burial this to the graveyard, you send it with a monster effect, and then you recur a not hard once per turn field spell effect, such as maybe the Trickstar field spell. Something like that. We have it at $3 here. A ton of them actually under $3 at near mint. We got 4 here, and then it still stays well under $4 for a while on TCGPlayer. It's just a weird competitive price on this card. And the first set, there are commons, of course, that are like 5 cents, but the ultra rares always look nice. It's always been a pretty good pickup, and I personally would go for the ultra rare if you want something that could increase in value over time. 450, 471, 473. This price difference is just weird to me on TCGPlayer versus eBay on this card. It's like there's some super weird competitive market for it, but again, it's not the biggest gap. It's like $1.50. That's the same thing that we see with Sage, where eBay's beating out TCGPlayer. This is just another always check both rant, but it's definitely a card I would consider having in my trade binder as a play set, if not a few more, because this card always finds its way through formats to do something really cool. It found a way to do that Raid Raptor combo during the format in Zodiacs, and it actually continued to pierce the top cut, I believe, including Nationals. You never want to sleep on my man Zephyros. Another card that starts with Z, Zaphion, has fallen back to 50 cents once again. We've had this peak to $3 multiple times. It's peaked over $1 multiple times. You want to have this card in your arsenal, at least. For side deck purposes, it's a card you shouldn't be trading, somewhat like Denko Sekka. Now, these sellers are hard to get from because you have to buy stuff for other, their other stuff. But if you see these sellers, you can get it at 50 cents, and then it quickly becomes $1, where it'll be resting at on eBay as well. But if you can pick these up at 50 cents in person, these are cards that the vendors throw in their quarter piles in person. You should be able to trade for them. I would still readily get these and have these. They're kind of like the card I would always ask to throw in a trade if I was still trading. Like you're finding the end value of a trade. These cards that I'm showing you, Zephyros, this card, and the next ones, are cards that I would try to fill in value in trades when there's a gap between something I want and something they have, and I have the higher value, if that makes any sense to you guys. Zodiac Whiptail is at $8 for the ultimate rare, actually lower, $7.50 for the first 4 by Yu-Gi-Oh! Black Market. Now, this isn't something where I think its price is going anywhere anytime soon, but I think fully hollowed out Zodiac decks are a good thing to have, because A, if anything ever happens to the deck on the ban list, it's gonna go nuts. B, it's good to have this to play past formats with. I think Zoo's one of the bigger next past format things. We have people that love playing full power Pepe, Nekroz, E-Dragons, Goat. I think Zoo down the line will be one of those for how long it reigned. There will be people who come back and feel like playing Zoo Mirrors, as weird as that might sound to you right now. You have the scars, but I know a few of you are like, I kind of miss it. And I actually hear that from multiple people. And I hear the "Ree" from other people, like they never want to see this again. But at one of the lowest ultimate rare prices for something that can still get people invites, that's pretty cool. So I would definitely consider picking up the ulties. They're actually more over here on eBay and quickly rise on eBay. Just something to consider getting now if you've been holding it off, if you've been continuing to wait for them to drop. But again, I would more so try to get these as filler for trades than anything. I wouldn't be spending my cash on a lot of these things in the market watch, besides maybe Zephyros. But just to prove the point, a lot of these are so cheap to get yourself a fully hollowed out Zodiac deck or two to play Zoo format with. It's definitely something you guys want to consider. Even Super Ram, 50 cents, so nice. just do it if you enjoyed the format at all and ended up selling your deck to, you know, avoid the value crash. Like, after Nationals, you're like, nope, I'm not stupid. Like, the Megatons are coming. Everything is coming. You got rid of your deck. Now's about the time to go ahead and get it back. Another thing that I would, if they have them in their binder and you're trying to fill that trade value, you could just throw these in, you know, 5 for 50 cents or something. Even at 5 for $1, I think it's a good pickup, because Elder Entity is definitely going to get abused at some point. Infernoids already do it, but there's going to be more and more things throughout the ages that send from the extra deck. And you're going to want to have access to because it's one of the best cards you can send from the extra deck, and in any meta where that becomes highly prevalent, you're going to want to have these. It's just one of those really good effects for all time that somewhere down the road you're going to want. So if you don't already have some from the Megatons, get yourself a playset while they're 20 cents. And that kind of rings true for Skullmeister. Remember how hyped Skullmeister was for Dino format? Remember how this kind of started out at $1 to $2? Yeah, they're 20 some odd cents right now. And they quickly rise to 30, 40. Again, trade filler, this is something I would get as many as I can and hold on to, because one day it will be rehyped. There's no question about it. Now, will it be played? But it will see its day where it gets rehyped. It happened over and over while it was a secret rare. It's going to happen one day down the line. So those are just my suggestions from me to you on what I would get. Like, if I'm trading, I see it, and you need to fill value. A lot of that is what this market watch is, besides the small, weird, like, differences between the Battle of Legend cards, between eBay and TCGPlayer, and get yourself a kickback today on TCGPlayer if you'd be shopping anyway. So, again, I hope you had a great holiday. I hope everything's great with you guys. Tell me down below what you got for Christmas if you made it this far. And I'd love to hear what you ended up getting out of your presents.